Well, thank you again for coming to this session. As you know, this is actually a series of workshops for hybrid teaching. And the first thing first, based on faculty's feedback, that learning how to use classroom technologies has been always a challenge, because somehow you know how to use it, but in the classroom time, the projector just not going to show what you wanted to be showing. So today we're very lucky to have Lance Woods from IT come here to show us all these classroom technologies that you usually have in your classroom. And so I'm gonna let Lance start his presentation.
Okay. I'll start with the IT website. That's usi.edu/IT. And on this website, if you scroll down, I knew I was going to do that. If you scroll down, there's a faculty and staff button that you can click on. And from here, we have links to most of the IT tools, forms, help desk, Blackboard, most everything's here. Look for multimedia equipment. If I click on that, then you can go over here to the left, there's a link for classroom equipment. Underneath there, this list is a little out of date, but it's pretty close and accurate. This is every classroom we have on campus that has what we term fixed equipment. It's got a mounted projector, probably has a document camera, has a computer, basically has an instructor station. So we're in ED 2104. So here we are, it lists what's in this room, and I can click on this link and it shows me the instructions. At this point you can print these out if you want, save them on a tablet, do what you want with them. We used to, years ago, and I'm amazed to find these in here, we used to print these out and leave them in the rooms, and they always walked off. So just from a cost standpoint, we no longer print them ourselves. So I was surprised to see this down underneath here. And then there's also some old instructions for the Smartboard software. Go back. There we go. Smartboard and Symposium operating instructions. This is a long document. So I guess, if you're really interested in knowing more about smart notebooks, stuff like that, we're going to get into that. If you want to know more details, this is the document for the version that's installed on most computers on campus. This has the new version on it. This has version 10. So with the equipment in the classroom, in this particular room, this is the remote for the projector. So there's an on and off, or there's just an on button. To turn it off, I'd hit standby twice. When you hit the standby once, you'll get this little message about hit the button again to turn it off. So if the message is gone, you have to double click it again. Let's see. It's on input 1 right now to show the instructor station, to show the computer. There is a second input. If I hit the input button on the remote, switch to input 2. I'll pass this around here a little bit. This now is going to show the document camera, hopefully, and it's pointed at the window blind. Let's see. These can be a little bit finicky at times. The document camera, it has these lights on the side, so the lights project down. Let me try to get out of the way of that image so you can see this. This is good in a classroom if you have something real small that you want the students to see. It's got a great zoom. The focus is real good on it. Let's see if I can get that ruler in here. And see if that'll focus. Autofocus, where you at? There it is. There we go. So if you got something small you want to pass around the classroom, this is one way where you wouldn't have to put it on the document camera and show it up on the screen. In our newer builds, you do not have to switch the input on the remote to switch to the document camera. It actually runs through a piece of software on the computer. This is an older build and it's an older camera, so this one does not work with the computer. But if you try to switch inputs and you don't see it working, it probably has the piece of software on the computer. So if you have any problems with that, just call the help desk. We can send somebody over to help you out. The software lets you do more too. You can actually capture images on the computer. You can even technically record movies on the computer using that document camera if you wanted to. So it just makes life easier. Also in the newer builds, like the College of Business and Engineering all has new builds. There's a few in the Orr Center. I think we maybe have 1 or 2 in HP now. You won't find a projector remote either. What you'll find in the room, switch back real quick. What you'll find in the room, this is a desk in BE. We mount these various places depending on the desk. There's a little control box. It's going to have 6 buttons on it, and it's hardwired. There it is. This again is under the multimedia equipment, and then just classroom equipment.
Oh, classroom.
Yeah. This is that box that it's the size of a light switch. And you hit on, it turns the projector on. You hit off, turns the projector off. And you can blank the screen with this button or show the computer with this button. So it's just a little bit different. Let's see, there's also, our amp is different in the new builds too. You only have a volume button. That's all you have to worry about. In the old builds, there's lots of knobs up here you get to turn. But there's only 2 you want to. It all kind of depends on who the last person was in the room. And if they've pushed extra buttons or turned extra knobs, your best bet might be call the help desk. I mean, there's a lot. These are basically, the old equipment we used to use, the same as what you'd put in a home theater at home. So there's a lot of settings that can be changed on these amps. And we're just trying to really simplify the model so there's less that can be broken.
How late is the help desk open?
We're staffed through 9 o'clock, and actually my guy's here till 10, but we're staffed. Now I do just have one person typically from 4:30 until 10 o'clock, but just call anytime. So on campus is 1080. If you're using a cell phone, it'd be 465 1080. And we just basically need to know an idea of what the problem is and then what room you're in. Let me pull up those 2104 instructions again. ED. There you are. 2104. Okay, so in here we show the remote. This is the off button, this is the on button. Here's the inputs near the bottom. This would be computer, this would be document camera. And then input 3 or 4 would be the VCR DVD. Let's see which one that is. I guess I could just bother to read here. Input 4 is the DVD or VCR. Switch to 4, we should get a blue screen. No, guess not. I didn't bring a DVD with me, so that might be part of the problem too.
If you put a DVD in, would it automatically kick over to input 4?
No, you will have to switch the input on the projector, yeah. Let me pass this remote around so you guys can see where the buttons are on this particular model. You know, each model projector is a little bit different. It'll give you an idea. What I mainly want to show you in here, that if you're in one of our builds that have the old build is the receiver. And here you've got front input, so maybe if you have an iPod, something like that with the AV cables, you could plug that into the front here on the receiver. And the power button is up here in the upper left-hand corner. So there's a power button on the unit. And then over to the right, this is your volume, and then the input selector. It's the input selector that probably trips most people up in these rooms because you have to switch inputs between the DVD, VHS player, and the computer. There's also a radio, there's like satellite radio. It has all these other inputs on here that you don't need, but you have to go through all of them until you find the one that you want. So on most of these, yeah, this one, we've reprogrammed it, so like on the front of this right now it says computer. So if I pull up a YouTube video, that's what you would hear. And then as I turn this little knob, the selector knob, I see here's the FM radio, there's the AM radio, And then these are just blank. That's a record player. Okay, there's the VCR DVD. And then back to computer. So you just have to keep turning this little knob until you see what you want on the front of the amp. So if anybody wants to come up and look, you're welcome to. And this large button does the volume.
Now, is that the way it is in most all of the...
Most of the classrooms do have these amps, yeah, or a style. Not necessarily this exact model. You may see more or less buttons, but you're going to see an input button on it somewhere, and you're going to see a volume button on it somewhere.
Okay, and when you're doing the input selector, you can see what it is?
Yeah, it's got a little display on the front, and it reads out what it is. And let me make sure I'm not leaving anything out here. I don't think I am. Okay, this does not have a symposium. It says a smart board. Let me go back up to that, though. Come on. Okay, this is an old picture, but you can kind of see it. In here we have the smart board, so it's what's mounted here in the corner. You can think of it as a giant mouse pad. In other classrooms, and the monitor for the computer is sunk underneath this glass. There's a piece of glass up here at the monitor underneath it. In some of the other classrooms where we don't have a monitor and we don't have a smart board, we've put in a symposium. And it's a 15-inch monitor that sits on top of the desk, and it has a pen attached to it, so you can write and draw on it just like you can this smart board. It's just a smaller version, and it sits right in front of you. Yes?
Before we go beyond that too far, that little selector, that has, if I want to play a DVD, that has to be on DVD, and the handset has to be on input 4.
In this room, input 4, some classrooms it's on input 3. All depends on the type of connection back to the projector.
The handset and that.
Yeah, the projector and the amp, yeah. And I thought of also in our brand newest builds where the document camera goes through the computer, there is no DVD player. You just play the DVD through the computer, which I could even do that here if I wanted to. I'd set the amp to computer and then pop the DVD into the computer, just play it through the computer if I wanted to. Because again, we're just trying to make things simpler over time. So if everything runs through the computer, you don't have to worry about switching inputs and turning knobs. And it's a matter of turn the projector on. As long as you see the computer, you know you're good to go. So let's see. With the smart products, let me minimize that. Maybe. There we go. Okay. With a smart board, you do occasionally have to orient these. And again, if you have problems, call the help desk. But if you want to do it yourself, there's a little icon down here in the system tray. I doubt you can see it because the desk is so tall. It's a little blue icon with a white circle in it. I'm going to right-click on that, and I get a menu. I'm going to go up to Orient. So when I left-click on Orient, I'm going to get 9 little crosshairs. And you just touch these. And again, you shouldn't have to do this, but I did have to do it when I came in here. It was off by just a hair. That just orients the board so it knows what part of the video is aligned with what physical part of the board.
So you used your mouse doing that too?
No, you have to touch this.
You have to touch
Yeah, now, this is truly interactive, and it's the board itself.
If you're too short.
Yeah. And don't hesitate to call the help desk.
Okay.
Yeah, and and we try to mount these. You can see this is about the same as chalkboard height because that's usually what ADA requires. So these are usually the same height as a chalkboard. Yeah, I know I've got to tiptoe to get near the top. Up here, there's 4 pins, and we've got an eraser, so I can pick up the red pen, and I can draw on this screen. And this is digital ink. I'm not actually writing on it with whiteboard markers. And you don't want to use whiteboard markers on these. That'll ruin the surface. And pick up the eraser, and I can erase that line or part of that line, do whatever I want with that. This will let you draw on anything. If you're showing a website and you want to, highlight a section, of the website, you can. Usually if there's little tools on the screen, where are those? Floating tools. Is that it? Didn't like that. Well, anyways. Will they be there?
And then they're flowing here.
There we go. There they are. Okay, so I got my toolbar now. And this you can drag around, put it wherever you want. I'll move it over here. And with this toolbar, the nice thing with this is there is a highlighter on here. Should be a yellow highlighter. So you can highlight the text on the screen if you want to. Yes?
I have a question. So, let's say faculty member is not here.
Mm-hmm.
Can the students just log in and then manipulate the smart board, or do you need to be a staff member, faculty member to be able to?
As far as I know, the student logins work on the instructor stations. I might be wrong on that. That's a real good question because I'm not asked that. But I don't think they're in a different group. I think as long as you've got a login, I think you can access the machine.
Yeah, you can, but
okay.
Is that something that is okay? Or
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't have any problem with it. Yeah, they need to use it. It's there for them to use. Yeah.
Students have a lot of presentations too. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As long as the software's on the machine, yeah, they're welcome to use it. I'm going to minimize or close that ink layer. Minimize that. Yeah. And jump into Smart Notebook. So I'm going to go to All Programs and then Smart Technologies. Actually, there's a shortcut on the desktop here too. There's a shortcut for Smart Notebook up here in the upper left-hand corner. Don't know if every machine has that. And odds are you'll just see Smart Notebook version 9 is what we have installed in most places. This one's updated for some reason. Now let's start Smart Notebook 10. I know we've got an accounting, actually I think 2 accounting classes that are using this. I'm sure some other instructors, but I know there's 2 accounting classes for sure that I've trained the instructors on it, and they're having great luck with this piece of software. This is like a digital notebook, just like you've got paper in front of you and we're writing on it. You can add pages. This little icon right here, it's got the little green plus sign. I'm going to click on that a few times. And there we got some pages added. So you can pick which page you want in the notebook. We'll start with 1. And see how well it recognizes my handwriting now. Change over here to the pointer. And you should be able to click on one of these. And if you want, you can turn this into true text. So I can click on this Recognize USI. It does handwriting recognition. So now we have true text on the screen. So you can type in there and edit. This will probably see as a separate I and T. Yeah, I didn't put them close enough together. I know it's kind of finicky about that. And then you can take these and you can move them around. You can resize them. And you can flip them and rotate them if you want to do that. You can also drag these to different sheets. So as an example, maybe you're doing a brainstorming session with your students. They're shouting out ideas. And now you want each topic to have a page of its own so you can break it down some more. I can grab this item and drag it over to page 2. And I can drag this item, drag it to page 3, and this one can go to page 4. Then when I jump to page 2, we'll see there's the USI, and then I put that back at the top, and then you can go ahead and write more, draw more on this sheet. You have various pens, lines, all kinds of stuff here. If I click on this pen tool, we've got dashed lines, we've got highlighters. This is their fancy pen with you got smiley faces and flowers and stuff. There's an eraser of 3 different sizes. If you're doing anything with lines or vectoring, you've got all that in here. And there's shapes. Let's go to a new page. Whoops. Okay, we'll go to shapes. Let's say you need a triangle. So we just select the triangle, click and hold, and there's your shape. And then you can take a pen and draw on top of that if you want to. Now I'm going to, that looks like those are 45 degrees. Let's see, what else is in here? You can draw tables real easily too with this table tool. I want a 4x4 table, I just highlight the 4x4 and it drops it in. Then you can click in these and type into those cells. It doesn't, to my knowledge, doesn't do any kind of calculations or anything like that, but you can put whatever you want in those cells or just write on top of them. Change color of your font. Anyways, what the big thing in the end of all this is, after you've written all this up and you have all this on here, you can go up to File and come down to Export and export it as a PDF, and it saves all these pages you've created during class as a PDF, and then these instructors are uploading that to Blackboard so that the students have the classroom notes from that session on Blackboard. So that's just an option that you have available rather than writing on the chalkboard. And you can do the same thing on a Symposium, on those monitors that are on the desk in other rooms if you don't see a smartboard. That's the value.
How did you send that to Blackboard?
To Blackboard? Let's see, let me save that. Since I'm short, I'll make it easy on me and do it here. And PDF. And sorry, there's a glare on this screen. I can't. So I want to do the full page. Yeah, I guess that's important. You have thumbnails where it shrinks it down, and then you have handouts. It's like PowerPoint handouts. I'll do a full page so that each slide gets its own full page, and you can preview page. Let's see, that'd be 4, page 3, page 2, and page 1. Hit save, and I want to save that on the desktop for now, I guess. Sample notebook file. Okay, I'm going to jump to Blackboard. You'd go into your Blackboard course. Let's go into this Taste of Tech. It's years old. So I've got my Blackboard course up, and I go to the content area as an example. You go to any button you want where you're storing documents. I'll go into content, and then build content. I want to add a file and browse my computer. And you just have to find where you saved that at, which I know I saved it on desktop. Let's see if I can find the desktop. Oh, I am on the desktop. So where is sample Blackboard file? Or notebook file. Open. And there's the file name it's going to give it. You do have, I want users to be able to see that, track the number of views if I want. And then this is labeled select date and time restrictions. This is basically adaptive release. Like I want to say, hey, I want this file available starting this Friday, but I want it gone by next Thursday. So they have a week to access it if I want to do that. Otherwise, it's available throughout the length of the course, which is perfectly fine. I thought you had a description here, but I guess you don't. So I can say submit on that. Now to upload it to Blackboard. And if I scroll down, it should be at the bottom. So here's the sample notebook file I just uploaded. Now I can just click on that, and here's the notes that were taken during class. There's page 1, there's page 2, page 3, and page 4. I know it's been real successful in those 2 accounting courses. They're writing out problems on actually they have a Symposium in that room, the little screen, so they're writing out problems on that. And the students are able to view it during class, and they turn around at the end and upload it to Blackboard. Yes?
Can faculty download the notebook software on their computer and they can work?
Yes, thank you for asking that. Yes. You are covered to download the software yourself for your office or at home, so you can prepare. You can actually prepare notebook files ahead of time. maybe you want to show a graph, or you want to show a pie chart, and you don't want to actually draw it during class. You can go ahead and make it ahead of time, and then just open the notebook file in class.
And I know they do have like interactive activities on their website.
They do, and
They're more for K-12.
it's more K-12.
But if there's like an interactive map or something.
Right, yeah, there's like one is a map of the United States that you can download, and it's got all the states jumbled, and you actually, each state's an object, so you click on like Indiana and put it in the right spot. Click on New York, put it in the right spot. They've got a lot of stuff like that on their website throughout all types of subjects. But it's more K-12 material. Let's see. The website is, I think it's Smart Tech. Yes, SmartTech.com. And to make sure, if you prepare anything ahead of time, to make sure it's probably going to work in your classroom, go to support, and where's it at? Software downloads. Well, that overhead light is just in the right spot here. There we go. The Smart Notebook Collaborative Learning Software. Choose version. Well, I guess you've got to choose version 10, huh? Let me see version 10 for Windows. Let's see 11. Well, I guess download whichever version you want. If you have problems, give me a call. We'll get it figured out. Because I know we were using version 9, and I don't even see 10 in there for Windows. There's 11 for Windows. This has version 10 on it. So I guess they've gotten rid of. Usually you can download the legacy software, but I don't see that link here. But yeah, you're free to download that. And if it gives you fits wanting an activation code, that too, just give me a call so I can get you that code. I don't know that off the top of my head. It's about 16 characters long.
How will you like faculty to contact you?
Email's usually best, lcwoods@usi.edu, but feel free to call either the help desk and have them hunt me down, or my direct number is 461-5468. I'm not real picky. I just know email. I tend to access my email more than anything.
Did you say lcwoods@edu.com?
At usi.edu. Yeah, LCWOODS. Any questions on what I've gone over equipment-wise?
Yeah, which icon is it that you click on to start with pages?
That is, go back to the notebook. That's this little icon right up here.
So it's under view.
Yeah, it's right underneath the word view. It's just a little piece of paper. If I point at it, it says add page. It's a little white piece of paper with the green, the white plus sign on the green dot. And all these things are movable. I can say they are. There we go. You can drag them around, rotate them, do all that stuff.
So you can use your mouse on that.
Yeah, you sure can. Yeah, to move around. You can even draw with the mouse if you're good with it. I'm not. But you can use the mouse too instead of the pen.
Can you go over again from this point to taking to Blackboard?
Okay, sure will. I'm going to do a file and export,
Right.
and then I'm going to export that as a PDF. And then at this point, I want to tell it to export the full page. Otherwise, the students just get little tiny thumbnails of each page. So if I do full page, that gives them a bigger page of each notebook page. Now I'm going to say save, and I'm going to save that out on the desktop. I'll give it the same file name so I don't junk up Laura's desktop if I forget to remove this. It's going to prompt me, say, hey, you've already have something named that. It's just overwrite it. Then I go to Blackboard. And inside of Blackboard, I go to my course. So I'll go into that Taste of Tech. And then I've got my documents underneath that content button in this course. Yours may say documents, course documents. It can be labeled about anything.
At that point, wherever you like to put
Yeah, you just put it wherever you want to put it. And then I go to Build Content. I'm going to add a file. And then you click the Browse My Computer button. And find the file. Say Open.
You mentioned that you're looking for a place to put the comments. What's the difference if you add it as an item versus a file?
Let's see.
Because when I
Good
put
question.
it as an item, I can put whatever
Okay.
that I want to.
Let me go in that way. Taste of Tech, content, item. I can name it. Oh yeah, and here, yeah, I can do make an attachment. Yeah, this is probably better.
Is that okay?
Yeah, this is probably a better way to do it. Class notes from, I think today's the 4th. And here are the class notes from today's lecture. Browse my computer. Yeah, we got the same buttons there. Yeah, thank you, because this will let me do that description. So now if I scroll down, we'll see all that. So you can see the difference. This is if you add a file, you're limited on what you can actually can't add anything to it. If you add it as an item, you can at least put in a description and give it a good title. Thank you. And then also in Blackboard, if you're new to Blackboard, it's probably going to change a little bit over the summer when we get the new one installed. There's a little double arrow over here to the left. Let me do a higher one. See these little double arrows right here? I'm going to click and hold on this, and that lets me move that item around. I don't see that little, there we go. So I can drag this up and say, I want that to be the second link down. And then it moves that item up there. So you just grab that double-headed arrow, and you'll see it kind of ghost. It'll turn into a shadow and kind of ghost around. You just drop it where you want it. Any other questions?
Do you click on the down there to activate the smartphone at the beginning?
No, it's just active. Yeah, as long as you see a green, there's a little green light up here. As long as you see a green light, you know you're good. If it's red, probably just call the help desk. Because it could be a loose cable, it could be software's not installed, it could be missing a driver. It could just be the smartboard's dead. Because they do fail every once in a while.
So to activate the only button on the bottom right there?
I didn't have to push anything. I just had to turn the computer on.
Okay.
That's all you got to do. Because the smartboard is always connected to the computer. And there's no on or off button on the smartboard, nothing like that. It's just always on. And I guess one thing with smartboard I didn't talk about is you can only use one pin at a time. If you pick up two, I think it registers the last one you picked up. So it should be green now. Yeah, because that's the last pin I picked up. If I put those back down, if I pick up green first, now pick up blue, and now it should write blue. And you also don't even need a pen. You just have to have one out of the tray. So if you don't like holding the pen, but you want to write in blue, you can use your finger on these, as they are completely touch sensitive. There's nothing in this pen that the board is relying on. And the same with the eraser. I can take the eraser up and then just use my hand to erase if I want.
No chalk on your hand.
Oh, I'm sure there's lots of chalk on my hand in this room. IT's not a fan of chalkboards.
Suggestion for that, we had them making it and turned into whiteboards.
Yeah, and that'll be nice too in that room where we'll hang the interactive projector. Actually, no, you've already got a whiteboard in there, don't you? Yeah. And there's been a handful of rooms where they've done that, where they take idea paint over the chalkboard, turn it into a whiteboard. Okay, let me log out of Blackboard real quick. Okay, feel free to play with the equipment in your classroom. If you have any questions, let us know. I'm going to. Is it really already? Wow. Okay. Let me try to jump into. I'm going to just show you Panopto. We're probably not going to get into it. There's no microphone in here and there's no camera in here, so really I couldn't really demonstrate it real well anyways. If there's interest, let us know. We'll do another session on that. And definitely the clickers. The clickers alone take an hour, the turning point clickers, so we can do a session on that too. It's an interactive audience response system. Some instructors require their students to buy them at the bookstore. I think they're about $60 a piece. It'll let you poll your students. It'll let you do testing with your students without doing Scantron forms. It opens up a whole new world. And what some instructors have found, it also really opens up the students. I know there's one sociology class where the instructor had problems in the past of getting opinions from students about what they really thought and what they felt. Once she started using Turning Point and putting charts up, students felt, well, I'm anonymous, I can answer. You can track the individual students, but you don't have to. It's like they're anonymous, they can answer the way they want. And then once they realized, I'm not the only one in this class that feels this way, they opened up and felt free to share their thoughts and their feelings. So, let's see. Panopto. Panopto integrates real closely with Blackboard. I'm just going to the Panopto site so I can show you some videos here. And this one's made public. Oh, that's going to be a good example or not. Let's find out.
Is this like Breeze?
It's basically the Breeze replacement.
For the next session.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, what we've got going on here, this is in Mitchell Auditorium.
And Little?
So there is a camera and a microphone in Mitchell. I think that's Mitchell. Is that Carter Hall? Anyways, that is Carter's, and I see the staircase there. So this is in Carter Hall. There is a camera. There is a microphone. Actually, the microphone is back in the control room. And this is what the student would see. This is the end product of this recording. So the student sees the video. They can pause it if they want. When I say that, let me go to the mouse. Okay, they can pause it. They can take this timeline and scrub it forward. Maybe they already saw half the lecture. They went to go eat, and they want to watch the second half, so they can start in the middle. This, on the right, this is the PowerPoint that was being shown at the time. If I click this little minus button up here at the top to zoom out, I'll get thumbnails of the PowerPoint. So again, the student can jump that way and say, I wanted to see that job market slide again. So they can click right there on that slide. Well, there we go. And there's that job market slide. And then you see the video now jump to that point. So they'd hit play, the video starts right on this slide. They can also, I've tried this before and this didn't work. Let me try it again, see what happens. You can also search for terms that were in the PowerPoint. Let me try programs. Sometimes it doesn't index right. Okay. I think it's probably because these are actual graphics. Instead of somebody typing words on a PowerPoint slide, I think they've taken graphics and it can't index the graphic. But it will, if a student knows, I heard something in there about health programs, but I can't remember where they mentioned that at. If it's just plain old words in the PowerPoint, they can type in health programs, and they'll get a list over here of everywhere in that video that term appears. They can jump just to that point. Yes?
So how does the software recognize at what point the lecture needs to correspond with which slide?
It just does. It's really, it's got a, I'm sure it's got a timestamp on the back end. And the way Panopto works, Panopto is recording your computer screen, and it has the options to record a camera that's in the room. Or like here on this notebook, some people are using this in their office to make maybe little 10 to 15 minute videos. Right. And you could use this at home. If you have a webcam at home with a microphone, that'll work. That'll work with Panopto. Yes?
So You said it's closely related to Blackboard, but it's not, I mean, it's individual software.
That's right.
You can use separately for
Yes.
other purposes other than Blackboard. And second question, is it free or is it?
But we have unlimited licenses on campus. It's definitely not free. I think this past year we paid, I think it was $46,000 for it, and they bill by the hour. So it's each hour recorded, each hour viewed, and of course where we get hit is the hours viewed. So recording hours, I'm sure are pretty high, but if you have a 45-minute lecture, let's just make it easy, an hour lecture, so there went an hour that was spent. But if you've got a class of 60 students and all 60 of them watch that video twice, there went 120 hours, which, I mean, it's here for use, but that's where our hours go. The health professions uses this very heavily. And again, you know, some of the hybrid courses now are doing these little short videos, 10 or 15 minutes. They seem to be digestible. I know I heard Breeze mentioned in the room, and yeah, over time, really kind of hoping by next year maybe we can ditch Breeze. We've been wanting to get rid of it. We have one safety training on there for Alcoa. I cannot get moved off that server, so we're kind of battling that. And then for those that don't want to re-record their Breezes, we can do a kind of like a cheesy workaround, and you can take a cord and run it out of the speaker jack back into the headphone jack, and then fire up Panopto and hit record, and then play your Breeze lecture, and then Panopto will recapture that Breeze. Not the best way to do it, but it's kind of like a Band-Aid until you can get it re-recorded in Panopto.
So what's the difference? What's the advantage of using Panopto and not Breeze?
Panopto is right now, as far as we know, compatible with anything. Breeze is Flash-based, so Flash will not play on any Apple device. Well, an iPod or an iPhone or an iPad. It'll play on a MacBook, but it won't play on any mobile devices that Apple makes.
Isn't Adobe Canal also do not allow you to edit the film? This one allows you.
You might be right, yeah, where you can't add in additional footage. That might be the case. Yeah, no, you can add stuff in here. And we have a new license. We paid a little extra this past year. We have what's called a Unison license, which we only have one on campus. It kind of floats around on who's in need of it. But if you have any existing video that you want to put up as streaming video, it lets us upload any file and it'll convert it over to Panopto. So it gives us a solution for that if you have an existing video that you'd like to offer. Because we just really struggle with putting any kind of video on Blackboard. It happens without our knowledge, but Blackboard's really not made to handle those giant files. So this at least gives us a way to stream it. The other thing, now that I think about it with Panopto, let me see if I know where I can find one. I think the IT Town Hall stuff. Let me get logged in. Question?
Yes, if you have a course and you're thinking about making it a hybrid course,
Mm-hmm.
and the classroom that's been assigned does not have the video, and, the camera and microphone capabilities, can you go into another classroom? Can you reserve another classroom to record that for the hybrid part of your course?
Yeah, I wish I'd maybe start with the administrative assistant over your department, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe that's a place to start. I wish I knew where to tell you where to start with that. I don't think you'd have to probably go up to your chair, but probably start with the administrative assistant and say, hey, can I get moved? I can get them a list of classrooms that have cameras. I don't know off the top of my head. And some instructors don't even want the video of them. They just want to capture the computer and they just want their voice. So if it's just a microphone, we can put that in almost any room. We'd probably need about a week's notice to make sure we have one in stock where it comes into money or the cameras. So if we go the cheap route, we can get a security camera for $150 and it's just fixed. Like we point it maybe towards this corner, get some of the chalkboard in this, and that's all it's ever going to capture. If we go the more expensive route, then probably the department would have to pay for it, and it zooms and pans and tilts. Those run about $1,000. So that's just the two extremes on the cameras. But the microphones, we've been putting those in some places and have really had good luck with those. Let me get signed into Panopto, and I can show you one feature here. You can also edit. We can take cuts out of the video. You can edit the front off, edit the back off. Maybe a student comes up after class and they're concerned about the grades. You can edit that out. Didn't want to go into that.
Access this from Blackboard?
No, I went straight to the site, but you would access through Blackboard. What Panopto does, once the video is finished and rendered, it actually puts the link automatically into your Blackboard course. All this would make more sense once we actually, get Panopto installed in the room. It's got a microphone and a camera, so you can see how it works. That you pick, hey, I'm recording for my Theater 101 class, because it shows all the classes you teach. You pick which class you want to upload it to. You hit the record button. When you're done, you hit stop, and it automatically then would put it in that Theater 101 course. So it just puts the link in there for you. How do I find? I think I do browse. All folders. And Town Hall. Okay, Richard tries to do monthly meetings with Town Hall. They're open to faculty and staff. And if I go down here, and I'm sure even students, if I go down here, I think it's under stats. This is the one from August. It shows you the number of views, the time. Okay, let's do the past year. There we go. So there's 349 minutes and 38 views. And here's what I wanted to show you. You'll see most of these are anonymous, but some of these, it shows you, there's me, there's Laura. So it shows I watched 3 minutes and accessed it 9 times? No, I viewed it 3 times and watched 9 minutes total. It doesn't do real well with tracking live, and it doesn't track those that download the podcast. But you can see up here, 3 views from anonymous, and they viewed 129 minutes of it. So you can, the majority, this is a little bit different since it's open to all of the staff. So there is some anonymous viewing, but in your course, you would see each student listed here that viewed the video and for how long. Unless they downloaded the podcast, then it won't track that. But and that's also helpful if a student says, I can't get Panopto to work. And you see, they've seen 1 minute of it and they've tried to view it 24 times, then have them contact us and we can figure out what's going on. But that's useful, and it gives you some feedback, gives you some metrics. Hey, what videos are they watching? What seems to work? What seems to not work? And I can fire up the editor real quick just so you can see that. I won't edit anything out of here, but we've got the video up here, and here's the audio track, and here's the computer, and I guess these are the thumbnails for this. No, this one maybe I had to stitch together. Anyways, you can drag slides in here. As Megan mentioned, you can add in video. We've edited out the front here. We were testing the microphone during that time, so we took that out and didn't have to touch the end because we stopped it right on time. But you would just take this and drag it over, hit save, and it re-encodes it and puts it on the server. So again, it's very easy. You can also, actually this was one of them, you can do a 2-computer recording. HP uses this a lot, and it works for them. I don't know of another example, but I'm sure someone could come up with something. But how they do it, they have a computer in a control room, so they actually have somebody manned there steering a camera, so the camera follows the instructor around. So that computer is recording the camera. Out in the classroom where the PowerPoint is, they hit record on it too and tell it it's part of this session that we've already started with the camera. And again, Panopto just knows to join those 2 recordings somehow, and it comes up with this in the end. So it's just pretty amazing how easy the thing is.